unboxing. This is from my friend Ryan. He goes by Boy in Blue 823, and we did a little bit of a trade. I made him a Revolution keychain, and I got him onto, I don't know, I gave him a little spark, and he saw my video on knife making on the cheap. And let me tell you something. I did that little tip video, and I got so much friggin' flack for that video. And people just, I don't know, people need to relax a little bit. You know, I'm a hobbyist. I'm not a professional knife maker. I don't really have, I don't give advice on knife making. But the video I did make was strictly for people who want to dabble in it, who want to give it a try, and do it on the extreme cheap without having to cost a lot of money, and just play with it. So that's what that video was really all about. It wasn't about, okay, I'm gonna go out and make an awesome freaking knife with cheap recycled parts at Home Depot. Because the stuff that you get, that I tell you to get in the video, is inexpensive, and I apologize for the goofy mistake I made about the type of steel that I talked about in the video, because I was told by the store guy that it was high carbon steel, which is not. It's welder steel. Because I don't know my steels really that well. You know, I'm still learning. Brother Diggs told me that the steel that they use is welder steel, and it's 1018 steel, which is crap steel. It's just basic steel. It's, you know, stuff that welders use to make patch jobs and that kind of stuff. And people are like, well, you can't make a knife with that kind of steel. It's not going to hold an edge. It's true. It's not going to hold an edge. It's low carbon. It's not really going to hold an edge, but you can make knives from it. You know, cheap, crude, practice kind of knives, and that's what the video was about. And I do appreciate the input that I got from the knife makers on types of steel, which was freaking awesome. John Kaiser from Three River Blades, he was a cool dude, and he, you know, he told me about some steels. And Brother Diggs from Diggs Fossils and Knives, you know, he told me about the type of steel that it was. And Brother Marshall, he chimed in about the type of steel. And all three of them, they're awesome, awesome, awesome knife makers, pros, and you know, they gave me some tutelage on steel types, which is freaking awesome, because we have these types of guys in our community that are pro knife makers. I'm so blessed that I have all of these guys as friends, that if I have a question about knife making, I can contact these guys and they'll answer me. I called up Marshall one time out of the blue about heat treat, and he gave me a whole, and he was busy. He was building a friggin' wall in his backyard, and he just took 5-10 minutes out of his day and, you know, said, hey, what do you need to know? And I had some questions about the magnetization of heat treat when a knife goes non-magnetic and all that kind of thing. It's a whole process about heat treat. And he answered my questions, and I got it. It was freaking awesome, because I'm starting to learn about heat treat right now, because I want to get into it eventually. So yeah, he helped me out, and, you know, stuff like that. You know, I talked to Brother Diggs about rock patterns, how to do it. How do you do it? And he told me. He showed me how to do it. It's just freaking awesome. So anyway, that's what the video is about. The video is about hobby stuff, just dabbling in it, basic, making a crude knife. And let me tell you, that's what this box is about. My friend Ryan, Boy in Blue 823, he saw that video, and he went and got the stuff that I told him to get in the video, and he dabbled in it, and he's hooked. He's making stuff now. He went out and bought all kinds of tools and stuff, and, you know, he's walking before he's running, and he's practicing with this cheap metal that I told him to get. And this guy's gonna make knives. He's gonna eventually get into the better steels and all that kind of stuff, and he's making stuff. And whoever said that you can't make a knife out of the type of steel that I mentioned is just, they got their head up their ass. I'm not saying that it's a professional type of knife, professional custom knife. No, you can't make a professional custom knife out of 1018 steel. I mean, you could, but it's not going to hold an edge or whatever. But anyway, so what's in the box is I made Ryan, my buddy Ryan, a Revolution keychain because he likes the power symbol on the TV show Revolution, and I made him a keychain that glows in the dark and all that. You can see it in one of my previous videos. And he made me this. And we traded for this because it was really cool. He's got a letter here for me. Let me read it real quick. One momentito. Exactly. He says in the letter that, you know, thanks for planting the seed in his head about, you know, starting out making knives. He goes, it's, you know, it's not a high quality thing, but you know, it's a start. It's a good jumping off point, and that's what the point of that video was. It was a jumping off point. And thank you, Ryan. Thank you for that. I'll put that in my love letter, YouTuber love letter bin. So here's what he made. And if you look at some of his videos, and I'll have his link down below in the description box. If you look at some of his videos, he's making stuff, and it's coming out really, really cool. So here's what he made. This is the same exact kind of stuff, the same steel that cheap steel that you can get at Home Depot, that 1018. You know, it's not heat treated or anything, but you know, it's good. It's pretty decent, you know. And he took the time, and he's got a nice little tanto point on it, and you know, a really nice job on the paracord wrap, and he did a little snake knot on the end. And you know, if you need to make, this is like really good for like camping, you know, that kind of thing. You can take it out, you can chop stuff with it, and chop brush and cut things and cut cordage, and you know, cut kitchen cutlery if you want to cut fish or vegetables or whatever. It's an all-purpose basic knife. I mean, this reminds me of in Rambo 4 when he made his knife. That's what it reminds me of. It just when he hand forged that blade and he made the whole thing. It's all about that. It's all about homemade stuff. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know, and for all intents and purposes, this is awesome. This is awesome. And you know, kiss my ass whoever says, oh, well, you can't do this with this, you can't do that with that. You know, screw you. I mean, really. I mean, some people just need to relax. You know, granted, you know, correct me if I'm wrong on my you know, okay, I was wrong on the type of steel, but big deal. So anyway, you know, this is what he made. He made it out of that stuff, and it's good. It's sharp. You know, he used files, like I told him, because you know, Marshall told me if you really want to learn, you know, use files to file the edge. That's what he did. You know, originally he was using a Dremel, and said don't use a Dremel, use files, because that's what I was told, and you know, that's what Brother Marshall told me. He said, start using files. You know, you're having a tough time using your 1x30. You know, a lot of people don't have belt sanders, and they didn't have belt sanders back in the day. They had wheel grinders and things like that to sharpen their blades. You know, they didn't have fancy machines. So there you go. Thank you very much, Ryan. This was going to be awesome in my collection. So awesome stuff. Call upon me anytime if you ever need anything from me. I'm glad to know you. Glad to have met you. You're an awesome dude. And he's a cop too, which is really cool. So that's the knife I got from Ryan. Boy in Blue, A23. His link will be in the description box below. So, that's the video. Find your Serene in a Mad World. I'm out.